The text came through at 2:17 a.m. I'm sorry. I can't keep lying. It wasn't from my wife. It was from a number I didn't recognize. For a long moment I stared at my phone in the dark, listening to her breathe beside me, slow and even, like nothing in our world was breaking open. I typed back a single word, who? Then deleted it. Something told me I didn't want the answer yet. Something told me once I read it I would never sleep the same way again. For weeks before that night, I had been arguing with myself. I told myself I was imagining things. That stress changes people. That marriage has seasons. But the signs were there, small and sharp like glass underfoot. Missed call she returned hours later with forced cheer. Her phone turning face down the second I walked into a room. A new password she said she forgot to share. Perfume before grocery runs. Silence where laughter used to live. I blamed myself first. I always did. Maybe I'd become boring. Maybe work had hollowed me out. Maybe love, after years, was supposed to feel quieter than it used to. Then came the excuses. It's just a coworker. You're being paranoid. Why are you interrogating me? Each one landed like a slap wrapped in silk. Gentle enough to doubt myself. Sharp enough to leave a mark. The truth didn't arrive all at once. Seeped in. One evening while she showered, her phone buzzed on the counter. I didn't grab it right away. I stood there, heart thudding, staring at the screen lighting up again and again. A name I didn't know. A message preview cut off mid-sentence. Last night meant more than you think. My hand shook when I unlocked it. I told myself I was crossing a line. I also knew she'd crossed one first. There it was, weeks of messages. Jokes I'd never heard. Complaints about me I'd never been told. Intimacy built word by word. Plans. Regret mixed with excitement. And then the line that hollowed me out completely. I feel alive with you. I remember sitting on the bathroom floor after that, the tiles cold against my legs, trying not to make a sound. I didn't cry. I felt erased. Like I'd been living in a version of my life that only I believed in. When I confronted her, I didn't yell. That surprised both of us. She cried immediately. Said it was a mistake. Said she'd felt unseen. Said it didn't mean she didn't love me. I listened, nodding, absorbing every word like evidence in a trial where the verdict had already been decided. I cheated, she said finally, voice breaking. I hate myself for it. I believed her remorse. That was the cruel part. The days after were worse than the discovery. Every memory turned sour. Every laugh replayed with suspicion. I'd watch her sleep and wonder who she'd been thinking about when she closed her eyes. Love didn't disappear. It twisted. It hurt more because it was still there. Something in me began to change. Not loudly, not dramatically. I stopped asking questions I didn't want the answers to. I started waking up earlier. Running. Reading. Sitting alone with my thoughts instead of drowning them in noise. I wasn't trying to punish her. I was trying to survive myself. She noticed. You're distant, she said one night. I'm rebuilding, I replied and realized I meant it. What terrified her, what she later admitted in a voice barely above a whisper, wasn't anger or revenge. It was my calm, my refusal to beg, my ability to walk into a room and not need her approval to breathe. I don't recognize you, she said. I finally recognize myself, I answered. In the end, there was no dramatic goodbye. Just a quiet morning, suitcases by the door, sunlight spilling across the floor like it always had. She asked if there was any chance we could fix it. I thought about the man I'd been before the text. The man who would have said yes just to keep the peace. I loved you, I said. But I love who I'm becoming more. I left without slamming the door. Sometimes betrayal doesn't destroy you. Sometimes it reveals the parts of you that were waiting to be chosen. And once you choose yourself, there's no going back.